If you have lots of scrap fabrics and you're wondering what to do with them, this skirt project is one of the things that you should think about to make use of your scrap fabrics. So guys, you're welcome to Yvonne Winifred UG. Let us start the video. I have this fabric that is going to work as the base or the foundation. So get anything that you can use kind of like a lining depending on the length of your skirt. We are making a short one. And here I have about 13 inches in length. And the width is according to the hip measurement all round. So the hip measurement I'm working with is 40 inches. So this piece is 40 inches long plus the sewing allowances. So one of the tiers is going to start from here. I will leave half an inch and it will give us the full length of this skirt. The full length of the skirt will be about 20 inches. So I'll be separating the tiers at the intervals of 3 inches. From each tier, remember they are going to be overlapping each other. There will be 3 inches apart from each other, and the top one I just want it to be gathered with an elastic. So this is what we have. These are the pieces that I've cut out. So this is going to be the first one, and guys, I'm not going to gather this one, but I just considered it to be 8 inches long, and the entire width is the 40 inches, which is the hip measurement. So now guys, this one I wish, anyways, I didn't gather it, but please, it is better I think to gather after sewing everything. I realized that I would have gathered it to look more beautiful. Yes, the skirt came out nice, but if I had gathered it like the other pieces, it would have looked more beautiful. So now these are the other pieces. I have 4, and plus the other one that is not going to be gathered at the top, they will give me 5 pieces. So guys, at the top I'll run a gathering stitch, and then I'll just hem the bottom of every piece. All the pieces are 8 inches in length, and the width is, I just used about 2 yards, or you can do the hip measurement times 2.5 or times 3 if you have enough fabrics. So each piece is 8 inches in length, and the width is about 2 yards, or it is about like your hip measurement that you're working with times 2.5 or times 3, depending on what or how much fabrics you have. So guys, this is what I have now after gathering every piece. These 4 pieces, they are gathered together, and this is what I have now. If you don't know how to gather fabrics, I'm going to link a video in the description box below so that you learn how to do so. So this is one of the pieces. It is gathered. The top is the only part that is gathered. I ran just the loosest stitch at the sewing machine and it gathered up all this, and the bottom is just hemmed. And remember, we have 8 inches, but now they have reduced because we've hemmed the piece, and also at the top we have a gathering stitch. So guys, bringing back our base, our foundation, remember down here I'm going to mark half an inch, and anyway a half an inch line from the bottom, and I'll mark it all along the entire fabric, and from that I'll mark 3 inches, mark another line, another 3 inches, mark another line, another 3 inches, mark another line, like that. And at the top I have half an inch as for the sewing allowance to attach the elastic band here at the top here, and even at the bottom I also have half an inch, and I'm going to be adding the first piece or the bottom piece at that first line at the bottom. So this is the piece that I want to go at the bottom. So it looks like this, and it's still long. I'm going to gather it more into so that it fits the length that we're working with. So guys, I think you're seeing how I'm placing it. It is right side facing the right side of the, I should say, the lining. It is not like this, but it is like this. I think you're seeing. so it's right side facing. Like I've turned it upside down because I want to hide that seam. It will be like this now after, and the length will have, you know, improved, like increased. So let me just pin the sides first, then I start gathering everything together. It's best to work with pins, guys, because this is a long piece. If you don't pin, it will really be challenging to you. So now I'm going to go on and, you know, gather everything up, and afterwards, guys, this is it after sewing with just straight stitch, sorry. Yeah, so this is what I have so far. So we are starting sewing from the bottom. The first one from the bottom, it is done, and even our length has increased. So now I'm going to get the second one, then pin it along this second line, even the third one, the fourth one. And guys, for the fifth one at the top, that is going to be near the waistband, I'm going to show you first. Wait, so the second one will be like this. Also, I'm going to repeat the same for all those pieces, but this one, which is going to be at the top, remember we didn't gather it up, though. After everything, I was like, I think the best way is to also gather it up. So if you're making yours, please make this also longer so that you can gather it up. So I'll just, you know, attach it like this and then cut off the excess, simply like that. Though I didn't cut off the excess, and I ended up, like, you know, creating a few pleats with the fabric. So after the second one, the third one, this is what we have. All the tiers are finished. We are making a tiered skirt. And by the way, guys, this is the same method that people use when they're adding like net when it comes to like wedding gowns, big ball gowns, because even now at this point our skirt is also big, like a ball gown. And by the way, I realized if you don't want it to be very big, let your tiers be like 3 or 4. Don't make 5 like I did. It ended up being a little bit bigger, but you know, it can fit anybody. So I've finished attaching also the first top piece at this point, and I want to close the side before finishing the top part, which is the waistband and the elastic. So at this point, guys, you have to be careful, cut off all the excesses at the end so that your sides match up very well. You see all those excess pieces, you have to cut them out. If you don't have excess, then, you know, just match everything up and sew by the seam allowance that you left, and close up the sides like this. So this is what we have. It is beautiful and I love it so far. So this is how the inside looks like. Now let's get to the right side. This is the right side. So the skirt really came out beautifully. And also, by the way, what I realized is that if you want the pieces to be overlapping but being like your pieces to be showing a little bit more, please make sure that you don't do maybe many pieces, or you don't separate them by 3 inches, maybe separate them by like 4 inches. So here I've measured, still I have my 40 inches, like it is 20 inches now because it is half at the front, then it is 20 inches front, 20 inches at the back, and I have altogether 40 inches, and I've created or formed or cut out this piece that we are using as the waistband slash elastic casing, and it is 4 inches in. Should that be width? I think so. It is 4 inches in width. The length is the entire, you know, like measurement that we worked with, which is the 40 inches, and I've closed it on one side. Now I'm folding it into 2 like this so that I attach it onto the skirt. You see, I'm going to attach it onto the skirt by 1/2 inch, and I will remain with 1.5 inches. And the elastic that I'm going to work with is 1.25 inches. So the 1.25 inches will glide through the 1.5 inches very well. I won't have any challenges when I'm, passing the elastic. So what I'm doing now is placing my waistband like this, right side facing to the skirt, and we are going to be sewing by 1/2 inch all around, but towards the closing we will leave like 3 inches or 2 where we will be passing the elastic. So let's go do that. So this is it after. You see how it is. So I've added the waistband, and as I told you, I left a space here where I'm going to pass the elastic. You see, so I'll pass my elastic, and after I will close it up, and the skirt will be done. So now this is how it looks like so far. Let us bring the elastic and use a safety pin to pass it through. So this is the elastic. I've attached a safety pin to help me, pass through the elastic. So for the elastic, I have to use an elastic length that is equal to the waist measurement of the own of the skirt. I'm working with waist measurement of about 28 inches. So this elastic should be like 24 inches thereabout. Then after I'll close it up. After closing up the elastic, I also close up the gap, the opening that we left, and the skirt will be very, very ready. If you have any questions, go on and comment below. Otherwise, it is not all that a difficult skirt. You can do it. Yes, I think the challenge is with making the gathers, because these pieces can be very long. So afterwards, you see, the waistband is done. Yeah, if you remember the skirts that we used to put on when we were younger, this is what I see. If you want to make it for your daughter, for your friend, for anybody, you're good to go. Even costumes, by the way, I see many costumes made this way. So this is how the sky looks like. I love the outcome, by the way. The only changes that I will do is the first piece, I would also gather it up like the rest of the pieces, and also maybe reduce the 3-inch separation between the tiered pieces.